This week I've been getting a ton of questions about the publishing industry over on my TikTok account, and so we are going to break down everything you need to know about getting into the publishing game. First question up is, how much should I pay to have my book published? Right here is a red alert. You need to be very, very cautious. When somebody says you have to pay them to publish your book, that is the worst possible scenario. Do not ever, ever, ever work at the company that says you have to pay them to publish your book. These are called vanity presses, and these are very, very predatory. These go after people who don't know what they're doing inside of the industry, and they take advantage of them. They offer them services they don't need. They do not do the services that they are actually saying that they're going to do, and they will put out a book that nobody wants to buy because it is not done correctly. Nobody should be telling you that you have to pay them to publish your book. There are two ways that you can be practically publishing in the world today. The first is traditional publishing. The second is indie publishing. So you can get an agent, get a publishing house, and they will pay to have your book. They will buy the book from you, and then you get a small percentage of the royalties, and they do the cover design, they do editing, they make you change things inside of the book, which you will have to change things inside of your book, and they are the ones responsible for everything. They do some marketing. A lot of times they will require you to do most of the marketing yourself anyway. I know a lot of people who I am friends with inside of the biggest houses in the nation have to do their own marketing. They're kind of completely on their own, and they just make a small amount of those royalties, and then they don't have to do the work of getting the cover and getting the editing done, and they do some of the marketing and they share some of the responsibilities. Or you can indie publish, which means you are self-publishing. That means you're paying for your editor, you're paying for your book cover, you're paying for your formatting, and then you handle your marketing on your own, but you get to keep all of your royalties and you have much more freedom. Now, in our next video, we're actually going to break down the difference between traditional or trad and indie or self-publishing, and we're going to take a look at which one's going to be the best fit for you and your book, because we're getting so many questions about that. But when it comes to creating your own book and getting it out there, there should never be even the beginning of an idea of working with a company that says you have to pay us $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 to publish your book, because that is a predatory company and you should not be working with them ever. You want to make sure that you're taking care of your book, because the second that you hand it off to somebody else, you lose all control, and you can't do things within the industry if you're working with companies that are known for being predatory or not actually doing the work that they're supposed to be doing to get your book up to a level that's presentable to the public. So we're going to break down everything you need to know going into the publishing industry, how to find an agent, how to self-publish, all these fun, fabulous things, because I am both an indie and a traditionally published author. So I'm a hybrid. I do both. I'll tell you where I'm making the most money, how I'm making the most money, and what is working best for my books and what I recommend to you as well, but giving you all the options so you can make your own decision. But please do not ever pay someone to then publish your book and give away control, because that is just going to be a complete disservice to your book and to the book world. So don't do that to yourself, and don't do that to potential readers who might like your book if you go through one of the correct paths, either traditional or indie publishing. Just don't do a vanity press when it comes to this, because that is going to hurt what you are doing. Hit the subscribe and notification bell, because we are going to be breaking down everything you need to know about going into the publishing industry. And keep those questions coming. If you've got questions about the publishing industry, go ahead and hit me up. I'm best-selling author K.M. Robinson, a specialist in young adult retellings, cyberpunk, steampunk, fantasy, sci-fi, dystopians, mermaid books, and more. And I can't wait to get your questions answered. See you in the next video.